Hello, my name is Paula Bunde. I'm a school nurse in the Shawnee Mission School District and have just completed my 15th year. I'm working toward a master's degree in education with an emphasis in school health. I work in a K-12 therapeutic day program with 60 students who have experienced trauma and have emotional or behavior concerns. I began my career working in mental health with a degree in psychology. After earning my nursing degree, I worked in public health prior to school nursing. Currently, each of the students with whom I work receives special education services, so this project is very meaningful to me. The case I reviewed is Cedar Rapids Community School District v. Garret F. This case centers around a boy who suffered a severed spinal column at the age of 4 in a motorcycle accident. He was paralyzed from the neck down and thus ventilator dependent. He used a motorized wheelchair using a puff and suck straw device as well as a computer adapted to respond to head movements. Garret was bright, social, and talkative, and did well academically in his general education program. Because of his ventilator, he needed a responsible individual with him at all times to attend to physical needs. When Garret began kindergarten, his 18-year-old aunt provided for those needs at school daily. During the next 4 years, his family hired a licensed practical nurse to be with him at school, paying for that position with settlement money, insurance payments, and additional funds. In 1993, when Garret was beginning 5th grade, his family requested that the district provide the service for their child during the school day. Cedar Rapids told the family it was not their responsibility to provide that care and refused the request. Because the Individuals with Disabilities Act, or IDEA, requires public schools to provide students with disabilities a free and appropriate education, and Iowa law concurs, Garret's family challenged the district's decision. At issue was the district's refusal to provide continuous one-to-one nursing services during the school day, but Garret was not able to attend school without that care. They categorized this care as a medical service, which is only approved for diagnostic services, and not as a supportive service, as IDEA states. They also had concerns that their school nurse could not serve the students in the building while also providing continuous care for Garret, since a prior court decision stated that the school must provide nursing care, but in that case the care was intermittent, not continuous. The law does not require the care that Garret needed to be performed by a licensed professional, and in other states, such care has been carried out by individuals with no medical background who had been trained to provide the services. Cedar Rapids School District also expressed concern about the cost of staffing that they would need to incur in providing the services. They sought to show an undue burden on them in providing the required care. The ethical concern with this case is the school district's attempt to avoid their responsibility by law to provide Garret a free and appropriate public education. They were unwilling to incur the cost to educate the student according to the individualized plan he required. They put their finances before the student's needs and the law. This case was initially filed with the Iowa Department of Education in 1993. The final resolution of this case came from the United States Supreme Court in 1999. The Administrative Law Judge, or ALJ, who heard the complaint made to the Iowa Department of Education noted that most of Garret's health care needs were already being provided for other students with the exception of the ventilator support. This judge also stated that according to federal law, special education and related services are to be provided when their disability adversely impacts their education, and they must be educated to the maximum extent of non-disabled students. The ALJ ruled that because this was a school health service, IDEA requires the district to take responsibility for the cost of that service. The school district challenged that decision to the United States District Court for the Northern District of Iowa. That court approved the ALJ's decision and granted a judgment against the school district. The district court's decision was taken to the U.S. Court of Appeals, 8th Circuit, in 1997. Again, this court ruled in favor of Garret and against the Cedar Rapids School District. In the ruling, they cited the Supreme Court's decision in Irving Independent School District v. Tatro, which provided a two-step analysis for the types of services, asking if it qualifies as related supporting services to special education and to determine whether or not it is classified as a medical service, which would disqualify it from IDEA. The Court of Appeals found the needed ventilator services to meet the first step, as Garret could not attend school without it, and the second step to be a nursing service, not a medical service. In 1998, the case was heard by the United States Supreme Court. The points the school district made about the distinction between intermittent and continuous care, the ability for a current staff member to provide that care in addition to their regular duties, and the cost for additional personnel to provide that care did not meet any recognized source of legal authority. So in 1999, the Supreme Court ruled in favor of Garret F. The court declared that even though Cedar Rapids may have a legitimate financial concern in providing this required care, the law mandates they take responsibility for that care to ensure a free and appropriate education for Garret and all students. With this ruling, the way was paved for even students with significant medical needs, which required one-to-one nursing care, to be educated in the least restrictive environment. Some students with significant medical needs will also need individualized instruction as well as these supportive services. Whether in a general education classroom or some other public education setting, students needing such care are able to learn with and be socially connected to same-age peers, which is at the heart of IDEA.